first thing, this is a weird. I know you're in Indiana, and so t tell the folks just so they know because we're fortunate here. Sometimes we've been able to create some relationships and pass on referrals. And
hmm
so tell them exactly where you're at.
So I'm located in Evansville, Indiana, which is at the southern part of the state. I'm right in the corner where I can get to Illinois in 30 minutes, or I can get to Kentucky in 15 minutes. So we're just right there on that corner. I've been a realtor since 2009. I'm with Keller Williams now. I was with the previous company before, but actually on April 1st marked my 10 years at Keller Williams. So I've been here, been loving it. I love real estate, man. I love just helping people, educating people. I've always had a passion for that. So whenever I got into real estate, it's one of those things where I learned quickly it's more than just about selling houses.
Amen. Ooh, ooh,
Yeah, you have to
ooh,
get out
ooh.
there and you're helping people with the biggest investment of their life, and you're building relationships with them. And that's what I've learned over the years just in real estate. You can sell 50 or 100 houses a year, but if those people that you're selling houses to, if they're not coming back and sending you referrals, that's what carries my business is referrals. So
Yeah,
whenever I sell those houses, they start off clients, but by the time we close, they're family.
absolutely. And I can tell you, Ron, I knew that without even knowing it because I think one, we've got a great sense. My gut told me everything, and that was one reason why I reached out to you because I'm like, I to be honest, man, I'm just selfish. I like learning from professionals from all over, this country and sometimes abroad because we've
hmm
all got this unique talent, right?
hmm
And I could tell yours was about relationships. And I think I definitely want to get into is it RJ Legacy
R&J Hill,
RJ?
Legacy Homes.
Okay. So see what I believe, and you have to correct me on this. Legacy was intentional being
Yes.
inserted in that, right?
Yes.
Already knew. Already knew. So speak on that for a second.
Yeah, so last year, my wife and I, Joanna, we started an investment business. So we're basically, last year we were just buying houses and flipping them. And we did really well on that. So this year, what we're doing is we're trying to hold more houses than and not flip any. Well, we're gonna flip a few houses, but we're trying to hold a majority of them for rental properties. So our goal, well, my goal I set for our company was 10 houses this year, or 10 doors.
Okay.
And
That you
right
were going to
now we're
hold.
ready
That you were going to hold.
hold.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So last year we flipped two houses, and we did really well at that. And then so I'm like, you know what? Let's try to get some rental properties. So far we have three properties as of right now, working on potentially two more. So we'll be at five probably before May,
Okay.
and I think we might surpass that goal of 10.
Love that. I
So
love
it's
it.
something that I do whenever, and I had someone tell me this a long time ago. They told me whenever you go into a listing as a realtor, you need to look at the property
100.
and decide if you want to buy it. So it's one of those things. And the biggest investors that I know that are realtors, that's what they do. They go into these listing appointments, and if they can get the house, if the house needs a lot of work, you can just tell the client that, hey, if you put in $30,000 into this house, then you could potentially double that. And if they don't got the money and they're not willing to do that, then that's where someone like a realtor like myself could come in and potentially get that property at a lower value. And then we can put the money into the house, and then we can either turn around and flip it, or we could sell it. So something that we're doing is called the Burr method. I don't
Yes,
know if you've heard of that.
absolutely.
So
But explain it
basically,
briefly. Yeah.
we're buying these properties and we're rehabbing them. So we're right now we're using hard money to buy it, which the interest rates are really high on hard money, which is fine. But because I can call my hard money lender now and just send them a purchase agreement and a market analysis, and then we're moving forward. We're closing in like a week or two.
Nice.
So and then so we'll rehab those properties, and then in after we rehab them, then we'll find a tenant, and we'll refinance it. So then we're getting our basically our money back. So like
Mhm.
for example, we have a duplex that we've just completed. So we're now trying to refi that out. I got it for 60. We put $40,000 into it. So we're at $100,000 total. The valuation on it is around 185. So we're able to get 75% of that money out. So I'm going to be making basically around $35,000 tax free.
Mhm.
And then we're still renting it, and we're going to be renting it for around $2,200 a month. So we're going to be making probably around $1,200 just off that one duplex.
There you go. There you go. See, again, I told you that's why I wanted to chat with you because, some folks on the call are very aware of that method. But I think at the end of the day, it's creating that legacy, and I know
Hmm.
that's why it was intentional and important for you to add. And I tell you, I sometimes, Ron, I beat myself up because as long as I've been doing this, had I started when I was a young man like you, I'd own more than six properties, right?
Hmm.
The goal for me this year is two minimum, three is really my goal.
You could
And
do that. I'll be checking on you at the end of the year for
right,
that.
again, I appreciate that, and I know Monique, she'll check on me too, and I appreciate that. Gabrielle, who's down the walk from me, she'll check on me because she's a young lady who is basically doing the exact same thing and having big success with it. So,
Hmm.
thank you for sharing that. Now, now here's a crazy question because I also know you service the French Lick area too, right?
Yeah, so actually French Tech. So I moved to Indiana from New Orleans.
Okay.
We moved to the little town of French Lick
Okay.
whenever I
Come
was
on,
in
Larry
elementary
Bird,
school.
baby. Larry Bird,
Yeah,
right?
Larry Bird. I'll cross Larry Bird over now. But yeah, so French Lick from Evansville is about an hour and a half. With me, it's a small town. When I lived there, population was probably 2,500. It's grown some since the casinos there.
Oh, okay.
So I have a lot of friends in that town, and they still reach out to me, and I don't mind making a drive to go show them a house and sell them a house and educate them and just to visit.
There you go. Because I just heard French Lick, and I'm like, only thing I've ever known about that is Larry Bird, right?
Yeah.
And so also in my mind, I think slow, I think Hicksville. I'm sure it's not that at all, right?
Huh? It still can be,
Okay.
but yeah, definitely it's a small town.
Yeah.
Whenever I moved there, which coming from New Orleans to French Lick, they didn't have a stoplight in French Lick. Whenever they just had a caution light, one
Okay.
caution light, and that was it. One grocery store, a few gas stations. But yeah, I mean, it's small, it's a small town, but they have a big hotel there. Two hotels now, which was the dome that's there was the biggest dome I think in the United States until a Superdome was built,
Okay.
which houses the best football team in the country, New Orleans Saints.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. I'm glad you're a fan because they need help, bro. But that's a conversation for another day between you and I for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me this: do you have a certain niche that
Um, I
or
wouldn't say that I have a certain niche. I mean, I've been a realtor for so long. It's just one of those things. It's just, I guess my niche would be just loving on my clients and just, but I mean, I love helping first time home buyers, educating them because I mean, a lot of people don't know that there's so many down payment assistance programs out there that people could use to buy a house because what I've learned that's the biggest thing reason why people don't buy a house is because it's not that their credit isn't good enough, but it's just that a lot of people don't have the down payment, and a lot of people think you need 20% to buy a house to put down to buy a house, and that's not the case. I mean,
right?
FHA 3.5%, conventional you could go as low as three, or VA which is zero.
Mhm.
which is an amazing program. But there's programs out there that you don't have to put any money down.
Right.
And a few years ago, I found out you could even, if people are on Section 8, they can buy a house and Section 8 pays their mortgage. It just swaps over.
Wow. Wow. See, again, who knew? And I
Yeah.
think it is our responsibility to educate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell folks, if you're getting your news from Fox News,
Yeah.
shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Shame on me. Because I should be the trusted source. I should be. My
Yeah.
boots are on the ground. And if you're not listening to me, then I think you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And
Yeah.
that's not me being cocky.
Mm-hmm.
That's just everybody on this call and those who couldn't join us today. That's knowing our stuff, knowing our craft, and educating people and serving people at a high level. So that's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to. You have to. You have to educate them. If, especially, I think you do a great job with your YouTube channel. I mean, I followed you before I even met you. So
Again, I appreciate that. And after meeting you, then I'm like, boom, the friendship was started.
yeah, instantly,
And
like I've known you forever.
yeah, and I say it each and every week. Again, relationships are now rocket ships, and I heard Emmerich say it, and I don't know if he was the first to say it, but relationships can take us places that money can't,
Oh yeah.
and we need to make sure that we're investing in that time and energy, participation. All of that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So. Last question on the personal side.
Okay.
Uh, Girl dad, right? Because
Uh,
I'm sitting here thinking I can't remember if you've got
yes.
a young son or not, but I was like, it seems like boy, there's a lot of female parts around
Yes.
your
We
home.
so we are a blended family. We
Mm.
have four girls. We don't even have a I'm the only male in our house.
Oof.
We don't
That,
even have a male dog.
okay.
So yeah, definitely a house full of women blended. Our kids, we have an older one. She's in med school right now in Vegas, and then we have
Okay.
an 18-year-old about to be 19. Then we have a 13-year-old, and then we have a 4-year-old who is running the house.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I got whenever we were doing R&J Hill Legacy Home. You know, it's something that I've always been passionate about. I want to leave a legacy for
Amen.
the kids.
Amen.
So, and we got to pay for that college.
Right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And hopefully that'll pay you back at some point. Not that she's going to give mom and dad the money, but
Yeah.
I think pay you back by stepping out there and doing the damn thing. And
Hmm.
because you and your wife, you poured a lot of time and energy into, I think, that young lady, and
Hmm.
she'll do you proud. And
Hmm.
that's how she's going to pay you back
Yeah.
because I'm touched every blue moon when my son does something. I've seen others. I've seen Monique and her son, especially. For me, it's as a parent. As a
Hmm.
parent, it's just touching. We don't ask for much.
Yeah.
Every now and then, just a little gratitude and a little appreciation goes a long way. And I'm such a softy man. I'll tear up. I'll tear up right now thinking about it. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, now let's get into business real quick. So
Okay.
I know this. So your whole brand and reputation, I mean, it's built on communication, I think,
Yeah.
right? So tell me this. Has there ever been, I guess, a time that philosophy actually cost you money and didn't make you money?
Yeah, I think so. Where say if I'm some realtors are just I feel like if you're in it for the check, then you're not gonna
Yes.
make it.
Won't make it.
So I'm upfront with my clients where if we're looking at a house, and they think it's the perfect house, I'll tell them I don't think it's a good idea.
Mm,
And if I don't feel comfortable with what they're doing, then I can tell if they want to move forward, they can. But I've had people before. I'm like, well, there's no way. I don't want you to come back to me in a year whenever this house isn't the way you want it. Like if you want to
mm,
buy the house as is, when I'm telling you, you need to. First of all, don't ever buy a house as is. I mean, get an inspection at least.
mhm.
And if people aren't willing to do that, then I kind of just step back because I don't want to be the one and the reason that something happens down the road.
Yeah. Well, again, I just being willing to step up because you and I both know if you're, and I've said it a million times, if you're in it for the paycheck, you'll never make one.
Yeah,
Or you won't make many. I can assure you
yeah.
that. You
Hmm.
won't be around as many years as we've been around by simply chasing that. If you don't have, I think, a servant's heart and truly appreciate people and relationships and serving at a high level, then you won't be here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I know everybody on this call and those who couldn't make it, we all feel the same way. So,
Hmm.
thanks for sharing that. Now, here's a question which I think serves newer agents and even veteran agents
Hmm.
who hit that point where we're frustrated because I can tell you here in the Dallas area, man, it's I haven't seen a market like this, and I'm not really being positive, but I'm also not being negative. It's just different. It's just the
Hmm.
market at the moment where it's taken 3 to 6 months, and I think I've got at least two properties in my inventory currently that I've had in excess of 6 months, and yeah, it's darn
Hmm.
frustrating. But again, I have to stay the
Hmm.
course, and I think it's all going to work out. But if you lost your database, no referrals, right? Um, in the next 30 days, then what would you do? If somebody dropped you from French Lick into, Dallas,
Yeah.
Texas.
I feel like if I moved to Dallas, I feel like I could thrive. It's one of those things. It's first of all, it's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to believe in what you're doing. So if I got dropped off in Dallas and I needed to sell real estate, I would get with the market center, find out any open houses that I can do, go out and set a goal of meeting 20 people a day and start building that database back up. Reaching out to experienced agents and asking them if they need help with showings or anything that they need help with. That way that I can at least get some potentially money from them or just doing open houses and then meeting those new clients. And then
Yeah.
also, I mean, calling expired listings for sale by owners, just the basic things that they teach you to do and what you're comfortable with doing. Like if you're not comfortable with door knocking, then don't waste your time door knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Find something else that you're comfortable with doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would do if they drop me off in Dallas and then try to catch up to Ben Baker down there.
Uh, Again, we'd love to have you. So I appreciate you sharing that because again, I think that's good. I've never done really any of those. I've had to find my lane, what I'm comfortable
Hmm.
with, um, because I wasn't comfortable with those things. I never did them and didn't do them consistently. So never had
uh,
any success with it. So again, just do you, right? Do
yeah,
you.
basically, and just I mean, what and you said it. You said consistency. Whatever you're doing, just be consistent at it.
Mhm.
Do what you say you're gonna do. Um, you do that, it's gonna carry you a long way.
Okay. I love that. Okay, so at this point, at this point in your career,
Hmm.
um, what part of your business still feels heavier or harder than it should be?
Hmm.
And then why haven't you corrected it or fixed it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say, I mean, right now, the hardest thing in my business is dealing with inspections and things like that.
Mhm. Yeah, bro.
So
Well,
it's one of those things whenever, so now whenever I get listings, I encourage people to get a pre-listing inspection. Um, that way we can go ahead and take care of the things that need to be taken care of that could pop up whenever. I mean, a pre-inspection, just because it's a pre-inspection doesn't mean they're just there for like 10 minutes. They're basically doing a full-blown inspection.
mhm.
So go ahead and get that done up front so you don't have to have a headache later dealing with it. But I would say that's probably, I mean, that, and then just there's so many agents right now that's getting into business because, everyone thinks real estate's the easiest thing alive, and it's not.
Right.
So it's like trying to just navigate through the new agents
Hmm.
to help them out as well. Because I mean, I was a new agent at one time, so
Hmm.
like I never forget that. So whenever I'm dealing with a new agent, If they send me a purchase agreement and it's wrong, and I know it's wrong, I'll call them before and be like, "Hey, are you sure you meant to check this box? Because I think you probably meant to check the other box. You may want to take this back and look at it and review it and have your people sign it." That's not doing my sellers a disservice, but it's just the right thing to do.
Amen to that. And again, doing the right thing is never wrong, right?
Hmm.
At
Yeah,
all, at all. Thanks for sharing that. So I'll put you on the hot seat again for a second.
get
So
me. I'm
yeah,
ready.
if one of your past clients was sitting in your seat today and they were and I was having this conversation with them, uh, what's one thing that they would say that Ronald, is there something that could come to mind?
Say that one more time. You cut out.
Yeah, yeah. So one of your past clients,
Hmm.
yes, said my internet's a little unstable. Okay, get stable then. Let's go. All right. One of your past clients is sitting in this seat, and I'm having a conversation with them. What's one thing that they would say Ronald needs to improve on or didn't do very well during the transaction?
One thing they would maybe say, show up on time. I'm not late all the time, but I might be late a little bit, running late. But I don't know if they could really say a whole lot of bad things about me because I mean I'm there for them whenever during the transaction, even after the fact. You want to be that realtor that's going to be there after.
Amen
So
to
that
that.
way, if they need a plumber or if they need a roofer, you want to be the person that they're going to call for that because then, for one, that's you can count that as a touch where
Hmm.
you're talking with them and just being that person that's going to know who for them to call that's gonna do them right.
Right, right.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if they could say something bad, I mean, I've been late to a few appointments, but they're not gonna say too many bad things.
Did you still get the appointment? I mean, and get the
Yeah.
business to
Oh,
see
listing
them?
appointments, yeah, but it's the showings.
Yes.
Trying to get from one show into another, yeah.
Yes,
So,
I feel you there. I feel you. Well, again, that's clearly something you can improve on, which really isn't a big part of your business. Again,
mhm,
I think we're nitpicking, and that's what I was checking on. I was just checking to see because I think for me,
yeah.
you know, they're at the door probably 3 to 4 minutes, which is typical before our time.
Hmm.
I have to work on pricing because I've got so many properties that, again, have sat on the market longer than
Hmm.
for me. So, and maybe I've,
Hey Ben, can you hear me?
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can. Well, and again, Destiny said that I'd,
Yeah, your internet is cutting out.
yeah, and that's crazy because I'm at my house.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm at my house instead of my office because um the office was kind of cutting out. So
Mhm.
I apologize for
Well,
that. So
so I heard you talking about listings that had sit on the market, and that's one thing that something that I like is I choose collaboration over competition. So
yes.
I love just like the real estate community where I have agents that are our average sales price in Indiana is around 200,000.
Oh
So I'll
wow.
have agents like you or agents that are in Vegas or California where their average sales prices are 700,000 up to 2 or 3 million, and they'll call me and they'll ask me advice on, hey, this property's been sitting on the market. What's something that you would do to get it sold, or so just being there just to network and help other agents, it's huge.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. If I have something going on, I'll call an agent and ask them, hey, what do you think I should do about this? Don't be don't be too prideful to ask for help.
Yes. I love that. I love it. Wow. And I know you have that. I'd say just not just mindset, but uh, you're a I said you're a learning individual, and I think that we're constant. And when I say that, I really mean that we're constantly learning. We
Hmm.
know we don't know all the answers, and even with my tenure in this business, I love learning new things, and I feel like,
Hmm.
and I'm willing to sometimes reach out, travel. To find answers or connect and strengthen those relationships because
Hmm.
the only way we're going to continue to succeed at a high level in this business is being able to adjust and pivot because
Yeah.
I think right now that's what's necessary in order to win. So, real quick, do you do much from a social media standpoint? Because we're having a contest in my office now.
I mean, I post on social media. I don't have a rhyme or reason what I post. I just know I don't post too much real estate, and I
Okay.
post make sure to post my family on there because you don't want to be that realtor on social media is just posting about real estate. You want to mix it up with your family and then just things that are going on in the community. Um, but I don't have a set schedule what to do. I do have a paid source that I pay for called Keeping Current Matters, and they
Yes.
post on my business page for me every day. So what that's going to be posting, that's going to be more of real estate related
Good.
stuff. But I pay for that service.
And I've used them too. So
They're
I think
good.
it's good, relevant information.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, as our time winds down, again, I apologize that the internet was spotty and there was
No,
some
it's been
delay.
great.
Well, that's on my end. So
I enjoy it, man. I feel like we could talk forever.
well, we could. And so I try to keep this to 30, 35 minutes. So our
Uh-huh.
time is almost up. So explain to me, are you a big coffee drinker or what's the fascination with Dutch Brothers? Because we've
I
just
don't
got
know.
them here now.
Yeah, we all we had was Starbucks here
Okay.
before. Starbucks and Dunkin' and Dutch Bros came and just took over. So and they have so many different drinks. So if I get a drink, then I'll post a picture with it, and then everybody's like, "I need to try that," or I'm like, "Well, let's go get some."
Yeah, and that's why I brought it up. I saw a couple of those and I'm like, what's up with that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, it's good.
Well, we all have our thing, man. So I tell you,
Hmm.
I really appreciate, Ron. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time today.
Yeah.
And again, I think that the folks who were fortunate enough to join us today, clearly they learned a little bit more about you and I think your business and your business practice. And so
Hmm.
I appreciate you sharing.